So reach out to David Moffat at Four Pillars. Four Pillars will work for you and not for creditors. Four Pillars will eliminate your debt as quickly as possible and reduce your stress. Call 902-482-9748. Dentistry for you. Are you a new immigrant? Do you know about kids' dental coverage under MSI program? Talk to us at Dentistry for You at 902-435-4848 or email info@dentistryforyou.life or visit them at 133 Baker Drive, Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. For your complete family dental care open 6 days a week, late evenings, and weekends, visit Dentistry for You. This is your YMCA Peace Medal awardee for 2019. East Coast Filipino Portal welcomes you to your Friday live stream habit. This live stream is powered by UFind Social Wi-Fi. For your social media marketing needs, contact Joey Moreno at 902-440-8304. Primerica. To efficiently and effectively utilize RESP, RRSP, and life insurance, contact Donny Cabad at 902-292-1368 with Primerica. Mortgage Alliance. If you would like to know how you can get that down payment for your first home, or you would like to know better strategy to pay off your mortgage sooner, contact Donny Cabad at diabad@mortgagealliance.com. Four Pillars, courtesy of David Moffat. Are you struggling with debt? Mga kababayan and East Coast friends, welcome to your Friday live stream habit here on East Coast Filipino Portal, where we showcase the passion and the pursuit of Filipinos and their friends in East Coast Canada region. We connect the Filipinos and their friends in East Coast Canada region to the world. What a great evening. I know that we're quite late for tonight, but hey, it's our habit, so we do it every Friday. So tonight's gonna be very exciting. We have our guest for tonight. He's a doctor. He moved from UK and then now in NS, Nova Scotia. So if you have any questions in regards to the latest virus from China or anything about colds and flu, his adjustments with the Haligonian community, feel free to comment down below in our comment section. But hey, for now, we're gonna have our East Coast Filipino Portal correspondents, Jacqueline Molto and Catherine Rhodes. You got it.
Hi everyone, welcome to our East Coast Filipino Portal Friday Live, and this is your New Glasgow correspondent, Catherine Rhodes. So for today's episode, I won't be talking to you about any news or happenings here in New Glasgow, but instead, I want to share something with you guys. I came across this article online, and I'm pretty sure that all of you would love to know what I've read from that article. And this article talked about the reasons why foreign employers would prefer Filipino workers. There's actually a bunch of items that I've seen from that article, but I summarized them all and narrowed it down to 5 major items. Number 1, most Filipinos speak English. Well, firstly, our English proficiency is disputed. Many Filipinos in and out of the country speak English well, and most of us are better in English than most other countries. Number 2, Filipinos have high work ethics. Filipinos have been known for the high value and beliefs in having good work ethics. Just professional. We follow the rules and company policies and have respect for authority. Number 3, hard-working people. Yes, Filipinos are also known as hard-working people. I'm sure a lot of you would agree to that. You will find a Filipino working under the sun in the Middle East, caring for the aged in Canada, behind the cashiers in Singapore stores, and many more. Whatever the job is, Filipinos would usually give their utmost attention and deliver 100% satisfaction. Number 4, ability and competence. Filipinos are found worldwide and we're usually the most talented and highly skilled workers. I couldn't agree more. And number 5, we got that youthful and personality. Based on the study, Filipinos consistently rank highly on the happiest country list. We are also a peace-loving bunch who try to avoid conflicts and aim for a win-win solution in every situation. So there you have it, guys. Those are the summary of reasons as to why foreign employers prefer Filipino workers. And now for the complete details of the article, I have attached the link here down below. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and this has been your East Coast Filipino Portal correspondent in New Glasgow, Catherine Rhodes.
Greetings to all of our viewers right now.
I just want to say, firstly, thank you, Al, for having me here today. I feel honoured actually. I've just been in Halifax for not very long, but thank you
For
so much
about 5 months, yeah.
Yeah, 5 months now. But thank you for having me. I feel honoured to be able to be part of the bigger Filipino community and hopefully be able to give something back to you guys.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. So all of the information that will be, our viewers will be learning, it's very vital tonight because it's coming from the professional, it's coming from the doctor as well. It's very timely because we have heard about the coronavirus and whatnot. And as we all know, at this point in time of the season, we have colds and flu and anything that we face physically or those challenges. So if you guys have any questions in regards to health, in regards to anything for Dr. Can I call it Dr. Beans?
Yeah.
For Dr. Beans, please feel free to comment down below. So you moved here August of last year, right? So it's about 5 months now. So what brought you to Nova Scotia from United Kingdom?
Yeah, so I was living in London. We've been in London for about 9-10 years, and I think London's a fantastic place. Absolutely love London. There's so much to do, so much to see, and it's a great, vibrant city. But then kids came along,
and that changed the whole picture, right?
The whole picture, and you just realise that when you have kids, other things matters a lot. Kids like space. Kids like you want a kid to grow up in somewhere that's safe. You want to grow up in somewhere is clean. You want good education for them. You want them to have experiences that you otherwise wouldn't have, and living in a city like London, I'm not saying it's bad, but you know what, I just felt that I could probably give them more elsewhere, and that kind of led to the decision for us to sort of seek out somewhere new, and Canada came on top of our radar, and and having had some of the doctor friends here, we realized that it probably would be a good transition. It wouldn't be a too significant a shock for us working in London to working in Canada, and one thing led to the other. We ended up here in Halifax.
In Halifax, of all the places, have you known Halifax prior to coming here, or?
Funny thing is that while I was working with the Royal Navy, my ship pulled into Halifax in 2004, and we were here for about 4 or 5 days actually. Admittedly, as a young officer, I didn't see a lot of Halifax. I frequented Argyle Street and Grafton Street, I suppose. Didn't quite see much of the city then, but that's my very first time when I was in Halifax, and I had quite fond memories of Halifax then.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So was it like a major piqué? We'll go to Halifax because I've been there, and you mentioned that you also have friends here, right?
I
Or
have some
also
friends,
doctors,
yeah,
right?
Also doctors, yeah.
Okay, so you kind of like have a better picture as to.
Yeah. So I think again, honestly speaking, we all started to go to Toronto because I've got family in Toronto. I've got first cousins
Okay.
and everything else in Toronto, and when we came to Canada to look at clinics, we were in Toronto originally, and then just didn't feel it in Toronto. It just didn't do anything for me, and I had a friend who was working here as a doctor here, and he said, check out Halifax, you know,
Yeah,
and see
give
what
it a
it's like.
try,
And we cut our trip short to in a while in Toronto, and then spent the remaining time in Halifax. I spent 3 days in Halifax, but those 3 days
Mhm.
in April when it was still snowing, sold it to us. You know, we just said, "Wow, fantastic! Love this place." And
Yeah.
yeah, and then we came back in July and decided on where we want to work, found where we wanted to live, and everything else fell through from there. So yeah.
So what's so distinct about Halifax that you finally made that decision? Hey, I'm going to Halifax. I'll be staying there with my family. You know, because you mentioned that the reason why you moved from UK is to have a better life.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think one of the most distinct things about Halifax is the people. The people here, the Haligonians, are probably one of the friendliest people I've ever come across. They're just
in the world.
seriously,
Yeah.
and I you know, being at Royal Navy, I'm quite well travelled. I've met different people in
Mhm.
different parts of the world and everything else. But I've got to say, Haligonians come up top there.
Top
you
of
know.
the list. Yeah.
It's quite funny when we were first here back in April and we were looking quite lost, and someone started asking me, can we help you and everything else. And coming from London, I was
And you don't know that person,
suspiciously,
right?
what do you want from me? What everything else. And then, it's quite funny. They were just genuinely nice
Yeah.
people, and you just taken aback. But okay, you really want to help me. This is quite nice. You want nothing back from me, and that's really quite nice, quite different. London, someone wants something from you is obviously if it, everything's for something basically. That's the culture you have in London, and yeah, no, it was quite refreshing. And then just people I've met here, they've just been so accommodating. I've never come across such a nice, accommodating bunch of friends, people, and I've only been here 5 months, and we've made so many friends. I would have never imagined that living anywhere else. Certainly not in London.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. I really want to talk more about like your adjustments as a newcomer to Halifax or to Canada in general, but I don't think there's a big difference between UK and Canada in terms of temperature, right? So it's kind of like the same. What's the difference with weather?
I suppose London weather is quite similar to Vancouver weather.
Oh,
Basically,
okay, so it's more wet.
Yeah, a lot more wet, a lot more gloomy, and
Mhm.
things like that. You certainly do get more sun here in Halifax, and
Oh wow, that's good
yeah,
to know.
yeah, you do get more sun in Halifax. Yeah, it is colder in Halifax, undoubtedly. You certainly get a lot more snow. I suppose that's from a weather perspective. It's so. I think for me the biggest thing is learning how to drive in snow, because in London or in UK it snows, but so hardly. You'll hardly have any snow settling. Majority of the time you might have a couple of days of snow, and that's about it. But here, it does snow. The snow does settle, and so it's sort of getting used to living with snow is quite.
Hey,
different.
this Sunday we're gonna have spring. We're getting lots of rain this Sunday, and then it goes back to winter.
It goes back to
So
winter
that's
again.
that's the good thing about the weather here in Halifax. It keeps on changing. I remember one time when I was very new here. In one day we got all season. We got the snow, we got the rain, and then the sun came out very brightly and it was warm. So yeah, so what were your adjustments? The weather, it's fairly. It's not too bad in your part. It's just the driving, as you have mentioned. But how about settling here in Halifax?
Yeah. So I think we were because we had friends here.
Yeah.
They actually had advices as to what we needed to do. Where you need to go and get this services, that services, and how do you hook yourself up and everything else.
So you've contacted them ahead before.
Yeah. So I actually made quite a lot of prior arrangement and things like that. From banking purposes, it was quite convenient. They had a HSBC bank here, which is something I used to bank in the UK, so it was just quite easy, transfer across and everything else. And yeah, and then again, because we did our work prior to coming here, so we were here 2 times before coming here full
Yeah.
time. So schooling, again, we decided where we want to send our kids
Mhm.
to school. So all of these things, the big decisions were actually made prior to hand, so which actually made the transition a lot easier. So we weren't left in the dark. We weren't dumped into the deep end. We had.
So you made your research prior to really
I
coming
did my
here.
research prior to
Yeah.
coming here, and so I think the adjustment, fortunately, hasn't been too bad.
Mhm.
The culture is again, if anything, is a much friendlier culture, much open culture.
Yeah.
I find things are a bit easier to do here
Mhm.
in Canada. There's a lot. I don't know. You might think there's got a lot of red tape, but compared to UK, a lot less red tape
Mhm.
to get things
Wow.
done.
Wow, that's good to know.
Yeah. So.
Mhm. So going to your profession as a doctor, how did you get that inspiration that hey, one day I want to be a doctor, like I will retire as a doctor? Where did you get that inspiration?
I think so. I come from a family of doctors actually.
Oh,
so my
okay.
brother's a doctor and both my sisters are doctors as well. And my father wasn't a doctor. My father really wanted.
Your wife is a doctor too.
And my wife is a
Yeah.
doctor as well. So many doctors in our family. I think for me, I think being an Asian, medicine has always been a very well respected profession, and and there's always been this certain push.
Mhm.
If you do well in school and everything else, you should you should
Yeah.
strive to be a doctor and everything else. Fortunately, I did quite well in school, and I had the grades to get into medical school and everything else.
I also
and
did
think,
well in school, but I dreamt of being a doctor. That's why I'm so excited for this interview.
It is commitment. I'm not.
Yeah.
By no means it was easy. It was hard work.
Mm.
It was. But I think for me, the fact that as a doctor, you can make a change. You actually make a difference in someone's life. You're quite pivotal to a community. You're a
You're essential part of the community.
essential part of the
You
community.
make that big change, big impact.
Yeah, and I quite like the social aspect of being a doctor because you actually meet people. And it's
Yeah.
you actually you can integrate into a community quite easily, which is what I've done now. Being a doctor, just being here for a few months, I've already managed to integrate myself into the community, knowing people, and I quite like the whole personal relationship you have, and things that people confide in you that they won't tell anyone else. It's actually quite a privilege to be able to be privy to all these information that they would otherwise not share to anyone else. And I
Yeah.
think it's actually quite a rewarding job for us. I think it's the best part of being a doctor is just doing something for your patients and having your patients to say thank you to you and thank you for what you've done. I think that is, for me, that's the most rewarding bit of being a doctor, being able to make have a patient be appreciative of you, and I think you don't get it anywhere else.
A while ago, we talked about compensation, right? Compared to UK, Nova Scotia, and you said I know it's a different reward that you get when you help the patients overcome their physical frailties. But like I want to see like what's the difference between a UK doctor and a Nova Scotia doctor in terms of pay? Because there's like it's all over the news that Nova Scotia pays lesser compared to the rest of the in provinces in Canada. So what's your take on that?
You are right. Nova Scotian doctors are probably the lowest paid in all of Canada and everything else. But I suppose what's nice about practicing medicine here, or practicing medicine here compared to UK, is that in the UK I'm always an employee. Here I'm an independent practitioner, so I decide, because I'm on what's known as fee for service, so I would actually decide the amount of work I do, more I work, more I make, and I can decide my own destiny. I'm not tied to being an employee mentality, and there's scope of doing a lot of different things, and I'm able to do that, and I think a lot less red tape towards me doing things that I want to do. I find that I find working a bit easier here in terms of from that perspective. So
you have more freedom.
Yeah, a lot more freedom to do things. A lot more autonomy in some ways to decide how I want to run my practice, how I want to do things. And the UK is I'm always employed with the government. I'm always set by what the government is saying I can do. I'm allowed to take X amount of holidays, and all these,
Mm-hmm.
too many, in some ways, some degree of restrictions you have,
Mm-hmm.
which I find I don't quite have here. I've got a lot more freedom to practice the way I want to practice. Remuneration wise, again, I think, if you're a hard worker, you definitely get remunerated better here. And I'm a hard-working doctor, so I suppose
You
for
got
me,
1,000 patients already
Yeah,
in
so-
5 months, right? That's really,
so if you're hardworking,
Wow.
remuneration will be better compared to
Yeah.
UK, where you're hardworking or not hardworking, you just get a flat pay here. So I think it's quite nice that you get rewarded for
For
what
working
you,
hard, yeah.
for what you put in the UK.
extra hours, you're working
It
extra
really
hours.
doesn't
Yeah.
make any difference to you if you're on a salary, and
Mhm.
that's it. So I'm quite glad I'm out of the salary mentality, and that's a lot of UK doctors were unfortunately in that whole
Wow.
salary bracket basically, which is
Mhm. So how about the lifestyle? Because in UK, it's crazy busy, right? And it's a super city. It's everybody knows. It's a brand that everybody knows. UK, London. It's a big brand for a city. But like Halifax, compared to lifestyle.
so it undoubtedly is a slower pace. Yeah,
Mhm.
slower pace, a lot less traffic, a lot less people, probably less variety of things to do.
Mhm.
But again, you know what I realized that when you have kids, what I end up doing is whatever the kids do. It makes no difference.
Mhm.
I might as well be in the be in a small city in the world, or be in the outback, whatever. Because
Mhm.
what I end up doing on the weekends is what I do for my kids, and in London that's what I was doing. So I wasn't really doing a lot else,
Mhm.
Before marriage, that's a different story.
Yeah,
It was,
totally.
it
Yeah.
was a very exciting life in London
Mhm.
and everything else. I think once you have kids, your priorities are your kids and doing what
Exactly,
your kids want to do
yeah.
and everything else. So
Mhm.
I think Halifax is a fantastic city for kids. There's
For
so
raising
much
kids, yeah.
raising kids, so much for kids to do, and
Mhm.
the amount of things my kids have taken up and started doing is just unbelievable. Like opportunities for kids.
Mhm.
It's good. It's really good here.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, we just want to say hi to all those who are watching right now. We have Maria Montejo. Maria, if you got any questions about health, feel free because this is an open, extended hour for our doctor, though. Con Sardovia, she's watching. Mark, Evangelista, Tina Craig, Jacqueline Molto. Thanks so much for tuning in. Guys, if you have questions to our doctor, please feel free, especially with our health. Miles Sardenia as well. Okay, so, nag-zoom agad yung mga nanonood. Thank you so much for tuning in. Miles also, I've mentioned Miles as well. So, this is really a winter season that's where you get a lot of patients, right? It's because of the colds and flu. But before I want to go to that, can we go to the coronavirus? Because that's one thing that's really a hot topic now in terms of health. So, what can you share about making sure that we are on the preventive side?
Yeah. So coronavirus is just it's just like any other virus. I think from what I've read and what I've known, it's nothing like the SARS virus. It's not as, or at least for now, they're not they're not expecting it to be as bad as the SARS virus and everything else. But it produces quite similar symptoms to any other viral infections. People some people get it. People who have varying degree of susceptibility, varying degree of severity when you do get this. But you can get the symptoms will be quite similar to any other viral infection. You get a cough, you get you get runny nose, you get at times start having breathing difficulties and all these things. So there are certain people who are more susceptible to these things. The elderly population, the very young babies. And if you're more immunocompromised, your immune system is not as strong as as a normal healthy adult. It can affect you more severely than anything else. I'm not saying that still a healthy adult can be significantly affected, but it can be bad luck. But it's just like any other virus. It's very, very hard to differentiate between coronavirus and a flu virus or a common cold
Or a
virus,
SARS
things
virus,
like that. Yeah. So my advice is the best thing anyone can do to reduce your risk of actually getting coronavirus is washing your hands. Wash your hands, spend at least 20 seconds washing your hands, just give it a good clean and things like that. Something as simple as that. Wash your hands before you eat, wash your hands, before you do anything, being in contact with anyone else. simple hand washing gets rid of a lot of the viruses very easily. The other thing as well is, if you're going to be sneezing and something out, make sure you carry some tissues, carry a hanky, carry something like that. Sneeze into that, and and wash your hands again. Throw it away and wash your hands again. So simple precautions like that, and a lot of things going on about face masks and things like that. But face mask is probably more so for you preventing if you know you're getting a cold and things like that. The face mask will prevent you from spreading it across someone else. It does reduce your risk of getting it, but not very significantly. It's not bomb-proof, not foolproof, and things like that. But I think the biggest take-home message is hand washing would be the biggest way to prevent yourself from actually getting these viruses. I think we just have to watch the space and see what goes on. It's still a developing story, so I can't say any more than that actually.
So it's still the same with colds and flu, right? You gotta make sure that you always wash your hands. So
so like if you've got any surfaces, maybe antiseptic, sprays and things like that, cleaning surfaces and things like that. It's just simple precautions that you would normally do.
So my question is, I've been here since 2011, and I know I'm really bad with like vaccines. I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% believer of vaccines. But what's your advice on that? Because I'm really hard-headed in terms of the vaccines. You think it's something that because my wife she takes it because of her work, and it's a requirement, right? So what's your take and your advice on vaccines?
I'll just give you my personal experience. So I now took vaccines, always didn't want to take vaccines until about 8-9 years ago when I actually developed the flu, and it knocked me out for, I think I was not right for 6 weeks. It really, for 1 week I was pretty much might as well be dead. I was really unwell, with high fever.
Exactly the same experience with my wife though.
Every really bad headaches and everything else, and then since then, every year after, I've been taking the flu virus and the flu vaccination.
The flu vaccine, yeah.
and fortunately, I haven't contracted the flu since then. So, there's a lot of controversy. A lot of people saying, well, I would like my own immune system, to develop to get strong and things like that, which is fair enough. I respect people's decisions not to have, the flu vaccination, but just remember, flu is a lot more significant. Flu is not a cold. Cold is very, very different from a flu. A cold could be just a bit of a runny nose, just feeling a bit unwell, just a bit of sore throat, a bit of earache and things like that. When you do get the flu, you have quite significant muscle aching, severe lethargy, high fever, 39 up to 40 degrees at times. Very bad headaches, coughing. You don't have to have runny nose and everything else to have a flu. Flu can affect people quite differently. The concern about flu is complications that can occur with flu. I've had fit people telling me stories. In fact, I had an RCMP police officer who actually appeared to have developed meningitis from flu, admitted to intensive care. I had someone else develop significant pneumonia, again a complication. Young guy, young fit person like you and me developing that. So is the flu virus going to protect you? I can't say.
The flu vaccine,
Flu vaccination going to protect you? I can't say for sure, but I believe it'll afford some degree of protection. It's not going to protect you against every single strains of
because I would think it's still dependent on your immune system, right? Even though you got the vaccine, but still you don't wash your hands, you don't take care of your immune system, then it's like opening that protection to the virus, right?
So everything counts. You get too stressed. When you're too stressed, you overtire yourself. You don't sleep well. Everything else that lowers your immunity. Again, makes you more prone to getting infections and everything else. So I think everything you do matters. If your diet is not good, your diet is very poor, and everything else, that again can
my diet is very poor.
So I certainly definitely So my advice to people would be I always advise my patients to have the flu vaccinations. I always advise them to make sure that vitamin D is topped up. Vitamin D is very, very important for immunity, and I always advise patients to take some additional vitamin C and B12 as well. These are the main few. vitamins, I believe.
There's no overdose to vitamin C, right? Because when I feel bad, like I take 4.
It's fine, you
It's
know.
okay.
What I tell my patients is, you know, if you've had too much of vitamin C, you will be on the toilet seat. That's what you will be. So you'll just flush it out. And if you have too much, you'll flush it out. So you can go up to, you know, 1 gram, 2 grams, 3 grams, 4 grams. You can go quite high,
Mhm.
quite high doses.
Wow.
Especially if you're feeling really unwell, high doses
Mhm.
can help with the immune system.
Awesome. We got a question from Angie Villanueva. She asked, we had a flu vaccine in the Philippines 8 months ago. Should we get vaccine here in Canada, or should we want to still?
Yeah, no,
it's 1 year from the time we took it.
Because the vaccination is very specific from region to region. If you get if you get vaccines from Philippines, it's more specific to what I was
To the
prevalent
setting. Yeah.
prevalent
Yeah.
in Philippines. So I'll probably advise you to get your vaccination here in Canada.
Okay, so there's no redundant to getting vaccine. Depends on the setting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
setting region stuff like that. So North America, I suppose the vaccines we're getting here is quite prevalent. Quite prevalent for the viruses that we have in North America, basically. So in Asia, the viruses are different from what we have here. So it might not afford you the protection that you're hoping for. Getting the flu vaccination in Philippines, I don't think it transfers across here.
So having said that, so vaccine is dependent on the setting, right? But is it also dependent on like your genetical component? Because like Asian are totally different genes wise, right? Compared to Caucasians, or I don't know.
I'm
So
sure.
it's morely just a setting, right? It's not really. Okay. I'm just
hard to say
making it
if,
hard for you.
I know. I'm just quite hard to say if anyone has got any genetic predisposition
Yeah.
for it. Unless you got some genetic disorder, but I don't think there's any. I don't think it varies from racist to racist.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
No, I don't think that exists. If you're a different race, you're more.
So it's pretty common to have that severe headache when you get the vaccine, because that's what my wife gets every time she gets a vaccine. She gets headache. She gets like fever.
You can get a reaction. So remember when
She
you have
becomes not
when you have a
herself.
vaccine, you're introducing a component of the virus to your body.
Mhm.
And it's your body's reaction to the virus. Your body sort of creates an inflammatory response basically to the virus, and that's the one that gives you symptoms. So the flu vaccination does not give you flu. That's a common misconception.
Yeah.
Because we do not give the flu virus
Mhm.
in the flu vaccine. So you do not get flu from the flu
Because of
vaccine.
the flu vaccine.
Yeah. But you can get a reaction to it.
Yeah.
Because your body is now recognizing it as something foreign, and it starts
Mhm.
developing antibodies. To
Mhm.
develop antibodies, your body raises its temperature, and it causes an overall inflammatory response,
Wow.
which can give you symptoms that you have. Yeah.
So it's really advisable for us to really get the flu vaccine, right?
I would advise
Yeah.
that is my
Yeah.
there might be other doctors out there that feels differently, but
Mm.
my advice to my patients,
Mm.
I always say get your flu vaccination.
I should get mine.
If you're going to be feeling unwell for
Yeah.
1 day, 2 days, it doesn't matter. Compare that to actually getting the flu and feeling unwell for significantly longer than that, and obviously risking complications. So that would be my.
So Dr. Baines, you also do some surgery, right?
I do
Some
I do.
minor surgery.
Yeah, I
How
do
is it
minor
different
operation.
from being a general practitioner or a family doctor to that?
I think minor surgery is just something I enjoyed. So I think I mentioned to you earlier on that I initially trained as a surgeon before I became a family practitioner. I spent
Mhm.
4 years doing surgery, which is something to just one of these additional things I like doing,
Mhm.
and I'm quite appreciative of the opportunity to do it over here. So it's quite nice. I remove lumps and bumps, sebaceous cysts, warts, ingrowing toenails.
Mhm.
Anything small that can be done under local anesthetic, I will remove them.
Oh wow, amazing!
Yeah, it's just something more,
So Joey, if you have some income,
I will call you.
awesome. So you were in the British Royal
Royal Navy.
Navy, right? So how is it different from doing that to being a health worker?
So I was a doctor in the Navy. So
Yeah.
I was a medical officer in the Navy. So, as a medical officer in the Navy, things are very, very different because you're not just a doctor. You're an officer at the same time. You are responsible for
Mhm.
you're responsible for all your subordinates. You know, all your troops and everything else. So, you've got a significant management role.
Mhm.
You know, so
Mhm.
so your role does involve, yes, you provide clinical care, but I used to spend probably about maybe 60% of my time doing clinical work and 40% of my time doing
Organization.
managerial
Yeah.
work and everything else because so I was running my own medical center. I had to
Mhm.
make sure things work and everything else. So it is slightly
Mhm.
different, and you have to obviously put an officer cap on, and you got to put your doctor cap on you. So it's a bit of a mixed bag, but it was interesting. It was it's very, very different from practicing medicine here. And again, the population you see is very, very different because you don't have any
Mhm.
elderly population. You don't see many kids. You see young, fit men with predominantly musculoskeletal issues and quite a lot of mental health issues as well.
Oh yeah.
Military,
Mhm.
feel a lot of mental health issues and things like that. So you do see.
So once the kids are grown up, would you want to go back in that kind of setting?
I've done my time.
No.
I was in the military for what a good part of nearly 18 years, and
Wow.
yeah,
That's a long time.
long time.
Yeah.
I left in 2015.
Mhm.
Yeah, I thought join up when I was in medical school at university, and then I stayed in for that long. So I think that's a gone and done chapter. I'm quite I think I'm quite happy to have done it, but I think I'm just happy to have a bit more of a stability in my life.
Awesome. So moving forward, what's your goal here? You planning to stay longer in Nova Scotia?
We've already invested. We bought a property already, and in fact, I'm moving in 2 days
Oh,
into moving out of rental property.
is it within the city or?
Yeah, it's in
Oh,
the south
okay.
end. So
Oh wow.
so we're gonna move into our own property. So I think hopefully that shows.
Maybe me and Koji can help you carry some stuff.
Absolutely. any help will be
Let us know.
appreciated.
Yeah, we do a lot of like carrying of the furniture for the newcomers. Yeah, we do that.
Okay,
And then we have a good few who contact us,
Okay.
like, hey, we need help with like picking up this furniture. We go and respond. So
So we've hired a few movers basically to go and help us move and things like that. But thanks for letting me know that I might interest you to help you maybe just help me fix some more furniture because I had to move all my stuff from the UK
Okay.
to here.
oh,
so
okay.
everything came in a container. So I pretty much moved my life from the UK to Canada.
Wow. Yeah. So all of your memories were in one container.
We're all in one container. They arrived intact, thankfully. So so we're moving. Yeah, hopefully we'll get everything there and set up our new home. But I think that's our aim. We're gonna, I'm so far so good. We like what we've seen. We like our lifestyle here. I quite enjoy the fact that I've got so much more time. Got time to spend with my
You
kids.
got time for East Coast.
Time for East Coast, otherwise I would have been, life is always so busy and everything else. London, the problem with London is such a busy city. You just rush, So I think it's quite nice to just wind things back a bit, and I'm a lot less stressed here as well, which is nice.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, so I think a lot of opportunities as well here. I think Canada offers a lot of opportunities for doctors to do different things. So potentially, I might, as I mentioned, I do anti-aging medicine as well. So something I'm now doing back in the UK. So something I want to explore doing here as well. But in due course, I want to slowly start building up my practice and start.
So you mentioned that you've put everything, all of your memories, your furniture in one container, bring them here. If there's one thing that you want to take from UK to Nova Scotia, what would that be, like in terms of your profession?
In terms of my profession.
Like what good thing in terms of your profession from UK that you want to bring here?
Yeah, I suppose.
And kind of like share it to the rest of the.
I'm just thinking. I think our community services in the UK and mental health services in the UK is actually superior to what you guys have here. We've got a lot of
rooms for improvement.
So I think in Nova Scotia the mental health service provision, there's a lot of mental health problems which I've discovered being a family doctor. Yeah, and I think that's something that Nova Scotia could probably look into
Explore,
UK
yeah.
and see how they can maybe improve the services and stuff like provision of mental health care to patients here. Because I think we do it a lot better in the UK.
Because I think it's only last year or the other year that we finally had like a mental clinic.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
and
so
there's
something
not
like
much,
that, which
yeah.
is in the UK, that's one thing we've really invested in, and I think unfortunately mental health issues are going to keep growing, and it's a problem that if you don't nip it in the bud, it's just going to keep growing, keep worsening and everything else. So I think it's certainly something that they might want to look into the UK and maybe get some notes.
And you mentioned about community service. Like, what do you guys do in UK in terms of community service that you think it's a probability for Nova Scotia?
Yeah, I suppose certainly having easy, accessible service, like being able to reduce the wait time for people with mental health issues to go and seek help and things like that, and having a because now the waiting list is utterly ridiculous to get mental health services and stuff like. But,
even not just with mental health service.
So I had a lady coming in to see me, and she was asking if she could be referred to a psychologist.
Yeah.
And then I said, okay, yeah, I will refer you to a psychologist. Did refer everything else that can be referred to an MSI psychologist. So I and I've been told that apparently it doesn't exist. Most psychologists are all private. And I was like, you must be kidding me, and
Wow.
it's just things like that that really kind of beggars belief. Like we've got no. I don't know, unless I've been misinformed, but then I've been told by my staff that that service doesn't exist. It's private services.
And it's a long lineup for for a public psychology.
Apparently there's none. Oh, that's what I heard. I don't know, so I might be wrong, but
the mayor is watching. So
I'm just hoping these are all
it's something we can improve on.
It's such a crucial issue. It's so prevalent. That's one thing I've noted. Is a lot of my patients have mental health issues, and I think and I'm actually a believer that if we can get them off medications, that'd be great, because I think medication is an easy fix, and I think there are other ways of doing it. If you've got other community services and things like that out there, we might not need to use these things.
I think we need manpower to do those services. Yeah,
exactly.
That's why we're recruiting more from UK. Yeah, I think it's an ongoing recruitment process. I've got a question in mind, but I totally it just flew away. Joe, you have any question? No? How about that question? Yeah, I have something in my mind. It just it flew away. But anyway, you said that you already have 1,000 patients for 5 months that you've been here. And you're still open for patients, right?
Yeah, I'm open to accept probably maybe a couple
4,000 more. Because you said in UK like 3,000 is normal,
so
right?
commonly most UK GPs they will look after 3,000 patients. I want to go slow. Maybe I don't overwhelm myself too much. She was. But I'm open to accepting. A few more patients for sure. Yeah, definitely. So if I can do something for the Filipino community,
sure.
I will more than willing to.
Especially Clayton Park, around that area. There's a lot of Filipinos there.
So my wife is expanding her practice as well, and she's in a family practice associates in Gladstone building. So share the same surname. So if that's probably more convenient for people who live in the peninsula and everything else. It's a lot more closer to them.
Okay. Yeah. Before we're gonna have your final words, we'll watch the video from Angie of New Brunswick. Yeah. Okay.
Hi everyone, welcome to our East Coast Filipino Portal Friday Live, and this is your New Glasgow correspondent, Catherine Rhodes.
What a beautiful day at 21 Halifax, Nova Scotia, as we are wrapping up for the YMCA Peace Awarding Ceremony. And right now, we're so honored.
Hi everyone, welcome to East Coast Filipino Portal Friday Live, and this is your New Glasgow correspondent, Catherine Rhodes.
Hi there. Hi Hi there, welcome. My name is Angie Villanueva from Fraser YouTube channel, reporting here in Dieppe, New Brunswick, Canada. Your East Coast Filipino portal correspondent. Located in the city's north end, this 890-hectare park provides nature lovers with forested and aquatic habitats to explore year-round. Irish Town Nature Park offers kilometers of maintained trails, interpretive signages showcasing the park as the city's first water supply is installed along a multi-use trail accessible for walkers, joggers, wheelchairs, and cycling. Trails are groomed for walking in the winter, and the park trails are also excellent for bird watching. There's a feeding station maintained year-round, which attracts many different kinds of species, such as purple finches, hairy and downy woodpeckers, and dogs. Taking a walk along the forest trail inside the park is a beautiful experience. It is also a great place to jog or walk the dog and make some school trips. We live close to the park and walk frequently with our friends and neighbors. The trails are varied and groomed, whether it is along a road, a path through the woods, or just by admiring the lake and the waterfall. It is an all-season park for biking, walking, cross-country skiing, and snowshoeing. During the winter season, the lake is beautiful, white, and icy. The trees provide protection from the wind, and walking through the woods is peaceful. The trails are also neat and cleared for a good winter walk. During the summer season, the trees provide shade for the joggers and the walkers. In fall, you will witness spectacular colors of trees changing green to red or orange. It is the best time to take beautiful landscape photos showcasing the vibrancy of different shades. It is a great place for you and your family to take photos and memories. Everybody is welcome to enjoy the beautiful park, which is so close to the heart of the city. It is open from dawn to dusk. Let's visit Irish Town Nature Park here in Moncton and experience the free gift Mother Nature has offered us. And together, let's do our part in protecting and saving our environment for future generation to enjoy it as much as we did. This is Angie Villanueva of Fraser YouTube channel, reporting here in Irish Town Nature Park, Elmwood, Moncton, New Brunswick, your East Coast Filipino portal correspondent.
What a beautiful day here at Pier 21, Halifax, Nova Scotia, as we are wrapping up for our New Brunswick East Coast Filipino portal correspondent. And I can't wait to see you guys when you come visit Halifax. It's not too far, but we're gonna see you soon. So great pictures a while ago. Dr. Baines was saying that the fall photos were amazing, right?
It was
So I love fall. I love all the things that happen around fall, and it's amazing. And you know what? In Halifax, we have the real four season. That's one thing I really brag about this province, because we've been to Alberta in the summer. It still feels like you're around the winter, spring type of weather. But here, if it's summer, you go and swim in the ocean, outdoor pool, whatever, you can do it. And then in the winter, you get to ski, you get to skate. So really, it's the real four season. And then we have the spring that really, all the flowers will come out. So it's amazing. So, Dr. Baines, any last words before we close tonight? To all of the newcomers, to fellow immigrants, what do you want to tell them?
I think personally, I think it's one of the best decisions I've made coming to Nova Scotia, and I think I'm happy. My family's happy. We all, things fortunately moved quite smoothly for us. So I've got to thank the Nova Scotians, the Haligonians. You guys have been very, very accommodating. Thank you for accepting us and into the greater family, which I'm very, very appreciative about. Anyone thinking of moving to Nova Scotia, please do so. I think it's a fantastic lifestyle here. I think it's a city that's got a lot of potential, and I think it's a city that's going to keep growing. It's very, I think it's a very friendly city, and I think it's going to be a nice, decent, cosmopolitan city with a lot of opportunities, and happy to advise people. Anyone in medical fields want to come here and work, please look me up. I'll be able to advise you as to what you'd like to practice. Here.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Baines. And speaking of friendly people, we'd like to congratulate all of you guys for reaching 3,000 followers. This week, we reached 3,000 followers. Thank you so much to all those who follow and like East Coast Filipino Portal on Facebook. I'd like to say hi to Arnel Soriano, to Koji, to Alan, to May, to Dulce. Thank you so much, guys. And really, East Coast Filipino Portal is here, not just for the Filipinos. It's really just a signature, but we are here for all of the immigrant communities. And especially tonight, we have Dr. Baines from Malaysia, of the Indian descent, and then you come from UK. You come from all over the world. You finally settled in Canada. That's amazing. So I also want to thank all of our sponsors, our advertisers. I'd like to say thank you to Primerica to efficiently and effectively utilize your RRSP, and life insurance. Contact Donnie Cabad at 902-292-1368 with Primerica. And of course, Mortgage Alliance, if you would like your to get a down payment for your first mortgage or your second mortgage or whatnot, and get a better strategy to pay off your mortgage, contact Abad at mortgagealliance.com. And of course, thank you so much, 4 Pillars, David Moffat. If you are struggling with debt, if it's causing you a lot of stress, please do contact David Moffat at 902-482-9748. And of course, Dentistry for You. We had our appointment. My family had an appointment last week with Dentistry for You. Excellent job. We really loved it. My kids really had trauma with going to the dentist, but when we had Dentistry for You, this is really real story. It's not just because Dentistry for You supports East Coast Filipino Portal, but we went there firsthand. We actually did a live quick live video as well on Settle East Coast. But my kids really love Dentistry for You. It's not because of the toys that they gave the kids, but really it's the kids, AJ and Abrams, felt at home with Dentistry for You. So to all the newcomers, do not underestimate your MSI, because that covers for your kids' dental benefits as well. So if you have any questions about Dentistry for You, please contact 902-435-4848 or email info@dentistryforyou.life, or visit them at 133 Baker Drive in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. and they're actually open 6 days a week, late evenings and weekends as well. And of course, we'd like to thank You Find Canada. Thank you so much, Joey Moreno from When in Halifax and from Pinoy Canada Immigration When in Halifax Forum. And of course, Koji, thank you for always supporting East Coast Filipino Portal. It's hard if you're alone because you get to read all this. But hey, I miss all of my co-hosts. We can't wait. Next week, it's gonna be packed. We have a guest co-host next week, and then we have a lot of guests as well. So we can't wait. But tonight, I've learned a lot from Dr. Bings, especially with the flu vaccine. We really have to get it for us to be protected as well. And number two, of course, we have to make sure that we always wash our hands. But overall, I can attest after this, well, we've been having a lot of newcomers who come to our show, and they really say that Nova Scotia, in particular Halifax, is really a friendly community that really helps welcome not just newcomers, but everyone who come and visit to our city. So once again, guys, if you're still having second thoughts or not around East Coast Canada, feel free to contact us. Feel free to come and give it a try anytime, any season. Halifax, Nova Scotia is a great place to stay and to live with your family as well. So once again, this has been your kababayan, your friend, right here on East Coast Filipino Portal. This is Al Andian. Thank you so much, Dr. Baines. Thank you. Thank you so much.
This is your YMCA Peace Medal awardee for 2019. East Coast Filipino Portal welcomes you to your Friday live stream habit. This live